What's going on, y'all? So it's first thing in the morning. Um, been taking it easy, as far as Axtra Hand and whatnot goes. I'm in like this big regroup, rebuild phase, and so I've been budgeting and planning and whatnot. I really haven't really pushed too hard, so to say. I've kind of just been surviving off of previous jobs and things of that nature. I'm actually about to be going into a hiring stage. And then before I start hiring, I want to make sure I got everything in place, uh, standard operating procedures per role. Um, I want to make some training videos and things of that nature so when people come on, they have like a strong inclination as to what they need to be doing. Um, job site setup, customer communication, things of that nature. Once I get my field set up, situated, um, then I'll be moving into getting an admin, uh, sales role filled. Um, right now, what I'm working on is I'm working on getting true payroll and things of that nature incorporated into the company. It's about that time. And then the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to start off putting myself on payroll, which fortunately for me, I'm workman's comp exempt. The goal is to bring people on that care, I guess is the best way to put it. A lot of people get jobs and they don't care, or they have this prefabricated idea that the person who's running the company is like rich or something, and that's never the case. Um, then also just thinking about my experience, hiring people in the past. I've been through tons of people, and man, it's not easy. I think hiring and firing is probably one of my weaker points. And it's not that I'm not a people person or anything. I just personally think it's stupid that I got to tell another grown man how to deal with something or whatever. Um, the biggest problems I run into is, I hire people, they come on, they know everything, or uh, time goes by, they get entitled, or they start thinking, if they weren't here, the company wouldn't run without them, uh, or they're, you know, got ill intentions or ulterior motives, so they come here to work. They want to try to learn what you're doing or whatever. I don't know, whatever the case may be. They want to try to learn what you're doing, and then they want to go do it on their own. Which, who cares? I salute anybody that wants to try to take this stuff on their own. It's a journey for sure and a lot to learn. And you know, I tell anybody, hey man, getting into business for yourself, man, it's not easy. I personally wish sometimes that I could have got a, good paying job and, had a company that cared about me and my family and stuff of that nature, but it didn't play out that way. So I ended up being the orchestrator. And yeah, it's just not easy, you know. Um, Most people, when they hire somebody, they're not, looking at them and their family and their situation. I typically tend to, and so it makes me a lot easier almost, or, makes me more reluctant to let somebody go when they need to go. Um, but that's going to be changing. I'm going to start adopting these other people's philosophies on these, hiring and firing and stuff of that nature because, to be frank, what I've been doing just ain't been working. Um, it is what it is. It's part of it. So, but yeah, so that's kind of what's going on today is I'm up. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning. Um, this is almost like every morning, except for the nights I stay up till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning working on stuff, doing tons of things. I have 3 brands that I'm managing. Axtra Hand is my bread and butter. I got Market Kicks up and coming. With that, I'm basically identifying, client build plans, what I want to use for backends, things of that nature. Building the websites and stuff is easy for me. But it's implementing everything else that actually goes into business structure. Um, and I'm hoping to bring custom command centers to people and their companies in the near future. And I'm going to be doing that by building my own command center. For Axtra Hand, I just don't want to tie myself to things like House Call Pro and Jobber. So like I did House Call Pro for a couple years and it was cool and all, but it just didn't work the way. I wanted it to. Tried Jobber out for a month or two. Um, just didn't work the way I wanted it to. And another thing is, it's like, you're bringing these people on, and in the home service world, like people are not very technology savvy, or they're just trying to do what they got to do, and they're not thinking about, oh, I gotta take these pictures, or they're not thinking about, oh, I gotta document this and blase squad. I actually had a sales and admin person at one point in time. I personally think I was too hard on them. um, but that's a position where, like, you're the lifeline of the company. And what makes it difficult is you hire these people and it's supposed to, I get it. Like, I work for these people just as much as, they would work for the company, being the company owner and whatnot. But there is a fine line between doing your job and relying on, the company owner to step in and save the day every time they turn around. So it's just things of that nature that's gotta, get better. And the only way to do that is actually structure the roles. Um, so that's kind of what I've been doing these past couple weeks. And then all this is intermittent. I'm looking forward. I'm in the middle of making a deal to go to Houston and North Carolina to do more hair clubs, uh, amongst other stuff I have going on here soon. I'll, get everything rolling and, back on track to where I want to be. But I really just needed a break to miss things. I kind of been an extremist with it all these past uh few years. So, and I'm a pretty organized person, but now I'm getting more organized, and I'm, been building other skills in the background. Um, Doing a big website rebuild for Axtra Hand. I don't know. I always see room for things to be better, and then I want to make it better. Sometimes it's counterproductive. Sometimes it is extremely productive. So, just getting things initially saw them going. So yeah, man. Anybody out there that's running a business, man, I salute you. Sometimes I wonder how these other companies, became what they became, and then you start wondering, what they had to sacrifice and stuff, and then now being the person sitting in the owner's seat for 6 years now, I understand why other people run their operations the way they do, and it's kind of all boils down to one bad old apple will spoil the whole bunch, and it's just how it goes, I guess. So it's a little bit of whatever from Thomas today, and yeah, I'll catch you guys later.